Hey Aquarius, welcome into your reading. Today we are going to do just a general reading. So we'll be taking a look at your recent past, your present, your future, and then we're going to show some cauldron cards that can help call out some ideas that maybe we can work on together. This reading is going to be for September the 21st through September the 28th. And today I thought that we would do the reading on top of the star card here. It's kind of appropriate. After all, the Aquarius in the tarot is the star card. So we will be using that for our background. So let's jump into the reading and see what Aquarius acquires. That was funny, wasn't it? I like that. What Aquarius acquires. Born between January 20th and February the 18th, Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, the planet of rebellion. Okay, so right off the bat, in the dominant position or the masculine position, we have a Page of Cups. There's an offering that's taking place in the past, and that really puts some introspection on something. Maybe there was not enough information involved, and perhaps it could be work related. So we're going to keep throwing these cards out real quick, see what it wants to show. Maybe that will be a continuance of the recent past. But okay, so in the recent past, we have the Page of Cups, the Hermit, the Ace of Swords, and then the Eight of Pentacles. So the Page of Cups could be talking about a youthful energy. I could be talking about a young person here. I could also be talking about an offering of love, of relationship, emotional. This is kind of that giddy butterflies and, um, relationship wise. So, but the Hermit is pointed back towards the Page of Cups. So it makes me wonder why the Hermit's in this passive position here. The Hermit is in deep introspection. So perhaps this Page of Cups, if this is you, um, you are really kind of concerned about something. You really kind of went into yourself there, maybe isolated or secluded yourself for a particular reason. I'm seeing this Ace of Swords, excuse me, in the reverse position. So let's take a look at the Ace of Swords in the reverse position here and see what or why that shows up. So there's confusion going on. Maybe you misinterpreted something, clouded judgment, or delays. Okay, maybe you made an offering towards somebody and it wasn't reciprocated. That could be the case. So what you did in the recent past was you just kind of put your head down, you went to work. The Eight of Pentacles talks about, if you notice all of these pentacles that are hanging up here, it's like, not necessarily trophies, but this is kind of a materialistic view of things that, perhaps these are saying these are relationships that maybe you have had, or perhaps this is honorable mention of some kind of reward. It could be that you've financially grounded yourself into things. There are just lots of different aspects of the Eight of Pentacles here, emotion-wise, stability-wise. But you've moved yourself away from the city. If you'll notice the city in the background there, it kind of represents this isolation again. You've moved yourself away from something. So perhaps there was no reciprocation on maybe an offering that you made in the recent past, okay? So in the present, we've got Justice in the reverse position. And, Justice talks about just that very point, that maybe perhaps you were needing some justice by this situation, whatever it was that took place, okay? And it's really got you in your head because the Seven of Cups shows up, and so does the Knight of Swords. So I'm getting that maybe you got overwhelmed. Sometimes we talk about twin flames, and I really don't like to touch too much on this because there's so much information and it can be very misleading. But the runner chaser, okay, let's say that the Page of Cups, if this is you, I kind of feel like this might be a masculine energy here. If this was you, that say you liked somebody and you confronted them and you said, hey, you know, I kind of like you, or that maybe sound kind of old fashioned. Maybe perhaps you text somebody, um, you know, in the past, and it was not reciprocated to you, so it kind of got you in your head. And I'm kind of seeing that with justice reversed. But then we have the Seven of Cups also in the reverse position. So let's take a look at why the Seven of Cups might be there. So you were looking for some clarity on this situation, you know, um, grounding. You know, maybe this uprooted you a little bit, and you know, you had to get your grounding back, your focus back, and perhaps you made a decision like, hey, am I going to continue on with this or not? Or is it me? You started questioning yourself, because I kind of feel like that could be a case too, because we're followed with the Knight of Swords, also in the reverse position. So let's take a look at that. There's a impulsiveness, maybe an overconfidence. Maybe you felt like, you know, this relationship or this offering I was going to make was, you know, I mean, we were getting along so great. So what happened, you know? But it's caused a lot of frustration. I'm not necessarily seeing chaos at this moment, but you know, I kind of feel like maybe this was you took a leap of faith and it didn't turn out maybe the way that you wanted to. So that's kind of why I mentioned this twin flame scenario, this runner chaser, because a lot of times, you know, we just become overwhelmed with emotions, and we just want to, you know, blurt it out. Hey, you're gorgeous, or hey, I think you're handsome, or it's you just kind of lead by your emotions. The Page of Cups is kind of this water sign, and they are known to be more of the emotional, lead by their emotional sexuality type of scenario. So maybe it was a little overbearing or something, or you're thinking that in your mind. There might have been a lot of, for instances, right here. You see, the Seven of Cups has a lot of choices here, or a lot of energies involved. So this tells me that you were really questioning what you said, or what you might have done or didn't do here. So then we're followed by the Nine of Wands. And the Nine of Wands in the upright is really this warrior energy. But we're seeing him in the reversed position. So he talks about this overwhelmment or a vulnerability. And I kind of feel like that's really where this was going, that this left you in this vulnerable state of mind. And this is in the present. So this may be where you're at right now. Like, what do I do? This really blows. This sucks. I can't, move forward with this person that I really care about. So what do I do? So now we're going to move into the into the future here, and let's see what Aquarius's future is going to reveal. Oh boy. Okay. So we got the Nine of Swords. Okay. You're losing some sleep over this. You must really care about this person a lot, this situation a lot, this job a lot. There is something that has got you awake at night. Okay. This restlessness, Nine of Swords talks about a restlessness. There are all of these, thoughts, worries, complaints, different type. Each one of these swords represents probably an aspect of all of this Seven of Cups down here. Is it me? What did I do wrong? Does that person feel the same way I do? However, we are also looking at an Ace of Pentacles here, okay? And the Ace of Pentacles is this divine garden in the gate energy, okay? And I think it's just trying to remind you that these emotions that you're feeling are natural emotions. And, the Ace of Pentacles coming from out of the sky here, handing you this divine intervention. It could be job related, work related, but there's something on the horizon here that is trying to show you that maybe perhaps, and it's surrounded by this restlessness energy, and it's also surrounded by this kind of this I feel like I've lost this situation with the Five of Cups. Okay. The Five of Cups is what it is. It has this bleak or gray type of energy that says, I'm not sure what I did wrong here, but I know that I've got to move forward. Excuse me. I know that I have to move forward, and I know that the journey is not going to be as easy as I thought it was going to be. But I'm getting through this, and I kind of feel like that energy may continue on into your future. Okay, But it's followed by the Six of Wands, which is also a celebratory card, okay? We have the Nine of Wands in the reverse position over here, but we also have this Six of Wands that talks about this celebration, okay, in the future. You know, you've got some victories underneath, and there's going to be people around you that are going to be able to celebrate this with you. So I feel like really this is with this Ace of Pentacles right here and with the Six of Wands, everything's going to be okay because it's showing you opposite energies right next to each other going, these are just cycles. These are things you're going through. And while you're in it, I get it. You know, I understand that it can hurt pretty bad, you know, not to have information or not to know, you know, what's going on. So now we're going to take a look at the four cauldron cards over here. Okay. These are calling us out to say, hey, let's take a look at these. Let's challenge ourselves to really dive deep into what we're seeing within these cards. Let's not walk away from them. Let's take a look at them. So the first card here, we've got the Ace of Cups in the reversed position. Okay. Now, the Ace of Cups in the upright position is like this divine offering. It's a relationship that's coming in, okay? But since we're seeing the Ace of Cups in the reversed position, don't think detrimental because it's not. Remember, these cards are calling us out to say, okay, what can I do at this present moment? You know, the answer in the present moment is you're just upside down. You know, these energies are saying, is it me? What did I do? Right? Well, this divine inspiration that's coming in, this divine relationship that they're trying to warn you about or trying to at least get you to focus on is this lovers, okay? It's the relationship, but it's not the relationship like we want to see in the King of Cups over here, okay? And now do know that this is coming. You do have a relationship definitely coming. But the reason I say that is because it's followed by temperance, okay? Temperance is a spiritual awakening. Temperance is it's time to look within. If you'll notice, the angel has one foot in the water. The water represents the spiritual side of yourself. And then the other foot is your groundedness. And we saw that just how ungrounding this feeling can really be, especially whenever the information is not reciprocating, right? Whenever this information is being pinned to the ground, you know, you're not hearing anything, so you just kind of duck away, get into your work, and you just kind of beating yourself up, really overthinking, is it me or is it not? Okay. And then it's followed by the devil card. Okay. Now the devil card's not a terrible card. In fact, the devil card is the most beautiful card in the deck because it tells us what we are chaining ourselves to. Okay. And for me, this is telling me that with the devil in reverse, it's saying you're letting go of those things, okay? That you need to let go and just understand that sometimes those offerings that you make, and it's kind of, I say it's ironic, it's just the way the cards are laying. This is the energy. Look here, you've got the Page of Cups offering the most beautiful aspect, this beautiful young energy, love, magnetism, all this stuff, and you still wear it, okay? With the King of Cups, you're in the even higher position in the King of Cups. You refuse to let anything, especially when it comes to relationships or love, you still hang in there. So, like I said, we could be talking about definitely some water signs, you know, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces energy here, and just know that is such a beautiful aspect about yourself, and you should really appreciate that. And I commend you for it because love is a beautiful thing. You know, it brings us our joy, it brings us peace. But I also feel like the reason we're seeing, you know, especially these major arcana in the reverse positions like that, is remember we're still on the four cauldron cards, and it's challenging us to really take a look. You see the King of Cups, which is the highest you can go with, especially relationships, love, and foundational emotions, you know, sexuality, and all this beautiful energy that you have is showing you that you're in this high priestess mode. And I believe that is the, you know, if we were talking about this twin flame energy, it's begging you to stay in the high priestess mode, okay? Because she is the hierarchy of all spirituality, intuition, knowledge. Okay. And, she's adorned with the spiritual knowledge. Okay. She wears it, and she's the triple moon. Okay. The high priestess, all of the shadow aspects of ourself. So this really tells me that right here with the 7 of Cups, all of these things that you're pounding in your head, what did I do? The high priestess is there to remind you that, look, your star, you, Aquarius, you're upside down in your spirituality. You're focusing what you think and where your love should be on this relationship, or, you know, the circumstance of the moment right now, and it's taking you away and causing that imbalance. And I really feel like, that is a beautiful place for us to stop. It has to be, because we just had those major arcana show up right there at the end, especially on the cauldron cards. It's causing us to really focus in, and I believe that you're doing it. I do. In fact, I kind of got this energy like whoever I'm speaking to here. Um, this is just confirmation. I'm not telling you that this relationship's doomed or whatever. What I am trying to say is that the chaser runner, it really does do a number on your mind, okay? Especially when you really care about somebody. Like, you just got rose-colored glasses on right now. You lost yourself in that person, perhaps putting them up way up on a high pedestal, and it's kind of like your own self-sacrifice, And when we do that, it really does speak of a mask. The more we chase, the more they wear a mask. Okay, so if you want them to take the mask off, okay, then you have to go within. And I know that's one of those things that you hear, like, I want it now. I want love now. I want relationship now. And I do believe it's right on the horizon. We saw that in your future. Okay, we'll take a look at that one more time right here. But I do believe, um, yes, the Ace of Pentacles, that offering's coming in. Okay, on the far left side there. Um, and and like I said, we had the Page of Cups and the King of Cups. That's your dominant love energy. So to me, it just really speaks of how, regardless of what you feel, you've just got so much emotion and so much love and so much caring and respect for this person, that you're just trying to blah all over it. You know what I mean? And that's such a beautiful thing. I'm almost getting, teary eyed thinking, because that's a beautiful love. And that's such a respect for somebody that you don't even really know yet, that you feel like you could just share the rest of your life with. Okay. So my advice would be that the major arcana cards that showed up here, okay, are begging you to unchain yourself from that. Stop projecting that outwards and turn it inwards into yourself, because that makes you more magnetic. That makes you in control of your own vulnerabilities. Okay. And being vulnerable, because the page and, the knight like that, uh, and the king, I'm sorry, they are from A to Z vulnerable. That is, like I said, water signs also are pretty vulnerable in that way. They choose to open themselves up, and that is a beautiful aspect. And I know sometimes it can feel really crushing to have that kind of a rejection type scenario, but you're not being rejected. I feel like this may be runner chaser, and I'd love to see how this turns out. So if this is for you, pull back into yourself. Just give it a week. I feel like this is like coming in really quick. So just give it just a few days of, I'm going to focus on something completely different. And I know that's tough. I've been in that position. I know that's very tough to turn your head, turn your cheek, turn away from something that feels so damn good, right? But you have to. And because it's very important that you enter into this relationship when it does take place, and I feel like it will, with the masks off. Okay. You don't want to go into this thing asking yourself the question, am I doing this to please you? Or am I really just being my most authentic self? And I know those sometimes are some words that are, you're just anxious and excited, and you should be, because those are some wonderful cards. So Anyway, I hope this helps somebody. I hope that you get this and you're like, hell to the yeah, this is awesome. So if you liked it, hey, let me know about it. I want to hear about this twin flame that takes place, okay? So anyway, I hope I get to see you on the next one. All right. Bye.